Hey everybody, David Essel here with you again for another exciting video on getting ahead in life, maximizing life. Has anyone ever asked you the question, how honest are you really? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Like, how honest are you really? When it comes to being honest, we're talking about being honest with our emotions and our feelings and our thoughts, our words. How honest are you really? Are you going around in life trying to please a lot of people and not being really honest? Are you going around in life not being honest with yourself? Are you hiding an addiction to food or alcohol or nicotine? I worked with a client not too long ago that even though his partner didn't want him to smoke, that he would sneak. He'd go out and smoke, and then he would do everything with his breath and his hair and his cologne and everything to try to hide the scent. And some people are successful, some aren't, but it really doesn't matter if you're caught or not. Because honesty, or lack of, that dishonesty that we carry around inside of ourselves, the things we're trying to hide, the things we're thinking that might hurt somebody else, absolutely hurts us. Tears apart our self-confidence, tears apart our self-esteem. How honest are you about the amount of money you make? Do you hide money for your taxes? How honest are you about your expenses? Do you buff up the expenses so you don't have to pay taxes? How honest with you are with your partner? Do you have something going on the side? Just even communication, just phone calls, just whatever it might be with someone that if they knew it would hurt them, it would bother them. How honest are you really? I think that a lot of times our personal growth is snubbed, is stumped, is diminished. No matter how many books we read, how many lectures we go to, how many online courses we take, whatever we might do, our personal growth can be diminished greatly because of the fact that we're not living in 100% honesty. And that also, honesty means that we don't omit facts, like we don't leave things out unless we're directly asked. I remember a number of years ago, I was asked point blank, and this was a very difficult time in my life. I was asked point blank, well, what do you actually do for a living? And I remember at that moment, in that time, I was all kinds of things, but in that very moment, I wasn't doing anything for work. And so I listed all these different roles that I've played in life, and even though, and this was about 10 years ago, 12 years ago now, even though I wasn't doing any of them at that time, I listed them so that I could feel good, so that I could make myself look bigger than I was. And about 3 months later, I ran into that same person again, and they had asked me at that point, so how's all of your projects going? And I had to be honest. And I said, well, right now, actually, none of them are going anywhere. And I have to tell you something interesting. When I had said to that person that I had all these great things going on, I felt good standing in front of them. I really did, boosted my self-esteem, right? And after they left, I know I felt a spiral going down and down. For the next several days, I was highly demotivated, not wanting to get up, not wanting to make calls, not wanting to do all the work to try to find new work. The difference was 3 months later. When I ran into that same person again and was truthful, do you know the exact opposite happened? Then after that, I started to become more inspired because I was open and I was honest. How about yourself? Are there areas in your life that you are not honest? Do you know that every time we're not honest, we are actually diminishing our growth, our energy, our self-esteem, our self-acceptance? Like, self-acceptance is everything. If you read books, if you talk to therapists, the ability to love ourselves regardless of what's going on in the outside world is so crucial to being successful. It's not just success in regards to numbers and dollars and homes and all that kind of stuff. It's how we feel about ourselves. And that might mean accepting the situation we're in and being honest if someone asks you that question. Now you can know what I'm going to ask you next. How honest are you really? How honest have you been in the past in relationships? Do you know that when we are not honest in relationships, we destroy the concept of trust? And all relationships are built on trust. Without it, we're absolutely sunk. There is a beautiful website. A good friend of mine, Gary King, has a website. It's called thepoweroftruth.com. Thepoweroftruth.com. I'm going to encourage you to go and visit it. But answer these questions with inside your mind. Go ahead there, poweroftruth.com, when you have a chance. But answer these questions. How honest am I when people say, there's a funny story about catching fish. Like, how many fish did you catch? It's always a great one. People always will make up big numbers. How honest you are about your weight? How honest are you to people who really care about about you in regards when they say, how are you doing today? Are you honest with those people? I'm not saying tell the world that this day stinks and I feel terrible, but there's a core group, maybe 2 or 3 people that we need to be honest with. So how honest are you about how you feel, your weight, the number of fish you catch, the amount of money you make? If someone in your core group is talking about money, are you honest with them about that? Are you honest with yourself? Honesty goes everywhere with us. We can't leave it. It's not something that you can just sort of leave behind and then all of a sudden catch up to it. You either are or you're not. And this is a tough road to hoe for many of us. Why? Because we're afraid of rejection. We're afraid that people won't accept us as we are today if we tell the truth. Now, there's a way you can tell the truth with love, or there's a way you can tell the truth to tear someone down. And we're talking about telling the truth with love. If someone says, how do I look in this outfit? And you really don't know if it's all that beautiful on them, you can tell them how you honestly feel without tearing them down. I mean, one approach would be to go, that looks like crap. Now I'm not asking you to go there. But you can always say to them, now, do you want my honest opinion? Because in the past, I've told you maybe not so the truth, not all the time. But do you want my honest opinion? I think that there are other outfits that you wear, like the blue dress you had the other night, or that dark brown suit that you wore the last time that we went out that looked really great on you. You can answer honestly like that. But let's get into the mode of it. Let's free ourselves from the anchors of acceptance of others and the fear of rejection of others and all of those fears. Let's get into truth and be free. Drop the anchors. Drop those huge anchors that we've been carrying for life and become free. Become real. Become the essence of who you are, and watch your relationships shift for the better, your career shifts for the better, your own sense of self shifts for the better. Watch your posture improve. Watch your confidence improve. Watch people be drawn to you who are honest as well. If you look around your friends and you see a bunch of people that aren't true, that don't tell the truth, that are manipulators, that aren't all that great people, we have to remember the law of attraction is powerful. We're drawing them to us. And the same thing will happen when we start to be honest and real with people. If something doesn't feel good on your path, be honest. If you evaluate a path that you're on right now, whether it's your health, finances, career, spirituality, relationships, be honest with yourself first. Be honest with those involved second. If it means that you have to shift and change, shift and change. If it means that you have to go off on a new path, veer off on a new path. But most importantly, be honest to yourself and with others. If I can help you in any way in regards to honesty, success, spirituality, business, you name it, visit us at talkdavid.com. You can either email me or give me a call. That's talkdavid.com. And I'd love to help you get on a path of unbelievable success and passion. It all begins with honesty. Have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye now.